what are 5 ways that you can use a bathtub in your aquaponics system. Now this is going to depend on the size of system, but with costs of everything going crazy, picking up a second-hand bathtub, I can often get them for free, and I'm going to tell you how I can get them for free, so maybe you can too. Let's have a look at what we can actually do with them. Rightio, so let's have a think about where we can get our bathtubs from first. Let's cover that one, and then talk about the 5 different things you can do with your bathtub. And you know what, at the end, let's actually go into looking at a little bit of plumbing, because people get a bit stumped about this one. So I want to talk to you about a couple of options there. Now, I'm someone who I love secondhand. Recyclable is the way to go. And for me, picking up secondhand bathtubs, hard rubbish is perfect. I often find them there. Getting them at the tip shop or your local council, well, dump shop, tip shop, they often will have bathtubs there, and $10 is generally the go for me when I've ever gone there. But here's the thing: if you wanted to get them for free, anytime bathroom renovations get done, people usually replace the bathtub, especially if it's getting a bit old and it's a bit chipped or cracked in some areas, and they're going to have to pay to get rid of it. Now, these bathroom renovation companies have to pay to get rid of it. If you happen to know one of them, or if you happen to contact them and say, hey, next time you've got a bathtub, I'll take it off your hands. If you come and collect it from them, I've always been able to pick them up that way. Sometimes I'll jump on a local Facebook group for the local area and say, hey, I'm looking for a bathtub, anyone got one? Another really good way. People are often wanting to get rid of their bathtubs. I find this baffling because I'm always finding uses for them. It's a really good way of being able to get some for free, or very little. Getting them at the second shop, we'll have to pay for that. But check out some of those companies who are actually renovating bathrooms. You might just pick one up secondhand. You know, these guys are quite expensive, but when they're wanting to replace them, because they've got chips on them, they've got marks, it's not going to matter in your aquaponics system. And here's that free extra little bonus, because I'm thinking of it right now. If you have on the inside of your bathtub, if you do have scratches on it, use some aquarium grade silicone to smooth over it, and it should be right as rain. That's pretty cool, hey? Aquarium grade silicone, no, not normal silicone, it must be aquarium grade silicone. Okay. Check out the description to find some more information about aquaponics and how you can move forward and get this happening. So, you have some bathtubs. What can we do with them? So many opportunities here. And for one, you're going to have a small little system, fish tank. That's probably 200 litres for a fish tank. You know, instead of picking up a barrel, if you want to pick up and you got a bathtub, it can be used as a small fish tank. You'll need to make sure that, you know, you put the silicone in it and you cover the hole, basically. Got to cover the hole. But fish tank is one option. Do keep in mind that we need to have some type of cover over the top of our fish tank, because fish will jump out of the water. They do not know that there is no water on this side. They might not like the water quality. There might be a bully in that tank and they're trying to get out. So we need to keep covers on. Fish tank, cover, just saying here. Let's see, we can make this into a grow bed. Super common. In fact, my very first aquaponic system, which was a total failure, by the way, I've learnt 15 years later and I'm doing a lot better. Grow beds. And this is where it comes down to making sure that your plumbing's right. But think about it this way. You don't have to cut it. You just need to get your internal plumbing and it's right. Grow bed. Aquaponics. You can have them lined up, have quite a few of them. Wow, that's making me want to build another aquaponic system like that. Good way of going. Grow bed. So grow bed is where we actually have, that's where you have the biological filter happening in here. So we have this filled with expanded clay or some type of gravel, and our veggies would be sitting in that gravel, and the water will fill up, and they either have it as a constant flow, so it stays at a certain level, which is constant flow, and the water will tip out, go into the drainage and come out and go to wherever you're going to have it going. That's the first option. You can have it as a flood and drain with a bell siphon, and the water will flood up, drain down, flood up, drain down. Or out here, maybe a bit easy to see. Flood up, drain down, flood up, drain down. So this will come down to the height that you're going to put it. But when we're talking about grow beds and gravel grow beds especially, that's where our veggies are going to grow, and that is where our biological filter will be. So your bathtub could be the grow bed and the biological filter all in one. Perfect. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm putting videos up every couple of days, so make sure that you hit subscribe so you can get all of them. Now, just say you have a separate biological filter and you just want a few extra bathtubs sitting side by side, and you want to have it as a deep water culture, a raft system. So you have the water level stays at a consistent level. Your plumbing will be the same as a grow bed, but you'll have the piece of polystyrene sitting on top of the water. Pretty cool. Deep water culture with the rafts. The water is always at a constant level. There is no flood and drain, so no bell siphon for those who get confused with bell siphons. And this could purely just be a vegetable growing area inside the bathtub on the polystyrene. The veggies that you can grow in the polystyrene, so on the rafts, is a lot different to what you can grow in a grow bed, purely because if they overbalance, big tomato bushes, they go really high. Big plants can often topple over in a deep water culture. So you might be looking at your different greens and your leafy herbs and veggies, but hey, not that hard to set that up. Let's see, what else can we do with this? I've forgotten what number we're up to. Let's see, we said fish tank, we said grow bed, we said deep water culture, and we're going to say we can put that as a sump. I'm sure I've missed one. I'm sure I've told you about one. This can also be a sump. If you've only got a small system and you've got the barrels, or you're using other bathtubs and you just want to have all the water pouring into here to keep your fish tank at a certain level, this works absolutely perfectly as a sump for a small system. If you've got a larger system with IBCs and other big stuff, this won't work. But for a small little barrel system that you're wanting to keep the water constant, having a bathtub as a sump, absolutely perfect. And number five, because that was number 4, so let's go number 5. This is something that I will often do. I set up a bathtub as a quarantine tank. So basically I make it into a fish tank by putting a plug in the bottom and siliconing it up. And I have it sitting out the back. And if I do get sick fish, I can pull them out of the tank and put them in here and keep them away from the rest of my fish and treat the fish. Makes life a lot easier if you've got a quarantine system that you can set up. Now, all I need to do is make sure that I've got some filtration happening in here. Many different ways of doing that. But having a separate bathtub store around your house, down the side of your house, I wouldn't suggest up on the roof. It's really hard to try to get it down. But there are different places that you can try to work out where you can store it if needed. And that's what I do. But if you don't have the space, quarantine might be a bit of a problem. But that is 5 ways in which you can use a bathtub within aquaponics.